challenge for all you sculptors and carvers out there. It's not really a challenge, it's just keep an open mind because most of the sculptors I see on YouTube or any videos, they're really talented, but they're also using very, very specific types of wood like boxwood, beechwood, like all those soft types, which is fine if you're practicing. But and this is what I mean. This is kind of like like a subtle flex, but every single one of my sculptures has been done and completed with a wood that every woodworker says not to carve with your tools because it's just not forgiving. It chips away, it damages your tools. I've done lignum vitae, curly maple. I've whittled osage, Bolivian rosewood. Ooh, that one sculpture of that big tribal face is actually a piece of ash, um, hickory, and I've never had an issue. Oh, even leopard wood. Leopard wood, you know, with those little grain spots that pop out when you carve them. Apparently, I didn't have an issue. But yeah, I don't know. I guess you don't really have to. You can just keep using the softwoods. But my purpose is there's always this balance you try to achieve with your work. Like, you know, I have this hammer and chisel analogy that I've basically since I've started working, I picked up an improper mallet and a really shoddy bench chisel. And I just started whacking at a piece of ash, as a matter of fact, with a soft mallet and a shitty chisel. So a piece of ash, like I was swinging harder than I was like actually biting into the wood, but there was something to that. There's wisdom in craft, and I've done everything. I I I, I become proficient in the manual dexterity before I even switch over to power tools, and the reason for that was initially not because I was just a trendsetter or just doing what everybody else wanted to do with archaic hand tools and whatnot. It's because I was broke and I just had this drive and I did it. And that meant I had to work a lot harder, exert a lot more effort. But at the same time, the process and what I was learning required a delicate touch. It required both the ferocity of a man and the nurturing of a woman, the hammer and chisel. So, can you be elegant and fierce at the same time? Well, with my artwork, my tools are sharpened and honed, and they're very strong because I've learned quite a bit about steels and knives and tools over the years. But so I guess you can say they make everything soft to an extent. And the materials, the medium with which I form, is always very hard. Just like life. There's another metaphor for you. How sharp are you? How honed are your tools? When you encounter a medium that's just a little bit dense, are you able to still create those elegant curves and lines of beauty and manifest exactly what you visualized? Or are you held back? Do your tools bounce off and break? Well, these are subtle insights that I've gained over the years, and there's so much more. I swear I feel like I'm 65 in a 35-year-old body. It's almost like, you know how those spiritual teachers, the ascetics, kind of withdraw from the world and choose a life of, like, I guess, just being ascetic, doing everything simply to the painful limit. Well, my philosophical approach to learning and craftsmanship has been a self-inflicted asceticism my whole life, and that's forced upon me a perspective with which I navigate these realizations. So, in these following videos, and on this spin-off channel I'm going to be doing, it's called A Lecture of Conjecture. Pretty clever, right? Oh, glory be to God. I'm going to be discussing my philosophical and artistic approach, because that's all I really talk about is my hobbies on here. I don't get too personal. I don't intend on getting personal. You can say that my content is personable because it is a part of me, but yeah, you're going to get to know what a contemporary artist thinks and feels. Someone who's led a life of spiritual asceticism, mental. I'll let you draw your own conclusions. But I'm a nerd. I'm a dork. I'm a craftsman. I'm a father. Pardon me while I play. I hope you enjoy.